Hi, I'm Skayer. If you want a more efficient and performance-friendly way of hiding meshes on your avatar, and maybe you want a better performance ranking, then you may want to set up UV tile discarding. In short, discarding skips rendering certain parts of a mesh, which is great for performance, especially if you're using combined meshes. This means you can combine your clothes into one skin mesh and toggle individual parts, without using blend shapes to hide them. This can also be used to hide parts of the body, like for preventing clipping. And while blend shapes can do this too, they can actually harm performance and take up precious VRAM. However, this does require you to be using a shader that already has UV discarding set up, like Poiyomi. Start by importing your avatar and clothing models into Blender. If your clothes are under a separate armature, simply shift-click and select all of them, then control-click your avatar armature and press Ctrl-P. Click Object, and then, if you want to join them together, shift-click them again and press Ctrl-J. Now you're going to want to be on this Modifiers tab and select Object and change it to Armature. Now it should be matching your avatar armature and move alongside it. Now go down to this green Object Data Properties tab, click Add UV Map, and I'm going to name it something like UV Discard. Now go up to UV Editing, and if you already have materials for each clothing item, you can simply click Select here. But what I'm going to do instead, if you don't have that, simply hover over a piece of clothing like the shirt and press L. And now, up in the UV window, click the overlays icon, which are these two circles, and then go to tiles X and tile Y and set them both to 4. Now I'm going to select this whole shirt, and let's say I want to move it to row 0, column 1. So I'm going to go GX1, then GY3. Great, and you can pretty much repeat these steps for the rest of the clothing items. Open Creator Companion and make sure your Unity project is not open before doing this step. Navigate to the 3 dots and open Project folder. Go into Assets and find where you're going to put the FBX model. In my case, I'm going to replace the existing one. So do not delete the .meta file, only the .fbx. And make sure you rename it to match the older name. Alright, and now you can open your Unity project. Your model should now be updated with the merged clothes and new UV data. I'm going to find my shirt material and go to Special Effects and UV Tile Discard. Enable that, and then make sure to set this to UV1. Now, if you remember, I put the shirt in row 0, column 1. Tick that on so we have it hidden by default. And then in this empty space here, right-click and select Animated and Renamed. Now, if you see the when locked part, that means before we start animating it, we need to lock this shader. Now, we need to create a new animation clip, but if you notice, I can't make one right now. That's because we have to go to our avatar and in controller, set it to our FX layer. Now create a new clip. I'm going to name this shirt on. And click that red record button. And now back in the material that we just locked, I'm going to untick this. And now we finish our animation. Now, if you want to toggle it, I'd recommend using VRC Fury. You can use whatever you want. And let's just give it a random menu path. Now set this to animation clip. And then let's test it out in Gesture Manager. Now I've set up the rest of the animation clips for the other toggles, so let's see if they all work. All right, and as you can see, we have working toggles using one mesh without blend shapes, alpha mask, or even separate objects. I hope this helped.